In the heart of South Carolina's Lowcountry, a land of swamps, old money, and deep family roots stood a man named Alex Murdaugh. For generations, the Murdaugh name carried enormous power. His family ran the local prosecutor's office for nearly 90 years. They were rich, respected, and feared. When people saw a Murdaugh coming, they stepped aside. But beneath that image of success, something very dark was hiding. Welcome to CrimeLens, your ultimate destination for gripping true crime stories that uncover the darkest mysteries of the world. Subscribe now. Let's dive deep into the story. Alex Murdaugh was born in 1968 into a dynasty of lawyers. His great-grandfather, grandfather, and father all served as top prosecutors in South Carolina's 14th Judicial Circuit. They controlled what happened in court, and everyone knew it. Alex followed in their footsteps, working as a personal injury lawyer at the family's law firm, Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Eltsroth, and Dietrich, known simply as PMPED. He was married to Margaret Maggie Murdaugh, a beautiful woman from a wealthy family, and together they had two sons, Buster and Paul. On the surface, they looked like the perfect Southern family. Big house, private land, hunting trips, and expensive parties. But behind the walls of their 1,700-acre estate called Moselle, there were secrets. In February 2019, everything started to fall apart. Alex's younger son, Paul Murdaugh, was 19 years old, wild, spoiled, and often drunk. That night, Paul and his friends took the family's boat out after drinking at a party. He was heavily intoxicated and insisted on driving. At around 2:20 a.m., the boat slammed into a bridge piling near Archer's Creek. Everyone was thrown into the dark, freezing water. One of the passengers, Mallory Beach, a 19-year-old girl, disappeared. Her body was found a week later. Paul was charged with boating under the influence causing death, but thanks to the Murdaugh name, he was out on bond and still living free. The Beach family filed lawsuits against Alex and the Murdaughs for allowing Paul to drive drunk and for using the boat's insurance under fake names. The case attracted huge attention and it quietly opened cracks in the Murdaugh empire. As lawsuits piled up, Alex's carefully built image began to crumble. Investigators discovered he had been stealing money from his clients, even from the law firm he co-owned. He created fake bank accounts to funnel settlement checks meant for victims, widows, orphans, accident victims, all trusting him as their lawyer. Over time, he stole around $12 million. Behind his friendly, charming face, Alex was an addict, hooked on opioids. He used his drug habit and family name as excuses to hide his crimes. But he was running out of options and the walls were closing in. On June 7, 2021, everything turned from corruption to horror. At around 10:07 p.m., Alex Murdaugh called 911 in panic. His voice trembled. "It's bad. It's bad. My wife and son have been shot badly." Police rushed to the Moselle property, where they found a gruesome scene near the dog kennels. Paul, the 22-year-old son, had been shot twice with a shotgun, one blast to the chest, another to the head, so severe that part of his skull was blown off. A Maggie, 52, was found a few yards away, shot 5 times with an AR-15 style rifle. Blood, shell casings, and footprints were everywhere. The scene looked like something from a war zone. Alex was crying, shaking, telling officers he'd been visiting his sick mother and came home to find them dead. But something didn't feel right to investigators. His story kept changing. His white shirt had no visible blood, and the phone records didn't match his timeline. In the weeks that followed, the Murdaugh case dominated headlines. But Alex's strange behavior kept raising suspicion. 3 months later, in September 2021, something even stranger happened. Alex called 911 again, this time saying he'd been shot in the head while changing a tire on a rural road. Police discovered it was all a lie. Alex had hired a distant cousin, Curtis Eddie Smith, to shoot him so that his surviving son Buster could collect $10 million in life insurance money. The bullet only grazed Alex's head. When questioned, Alex finally admitted he was addicted to opioids and had been stealing from clients for years. He was forced to resign from his law firm, The once untouchable lawyer was now at the center of chaos. Drugs, theft, lies, and murder. After the fake shooting, state police started reopening old suspicious deaths connected to the Murdaughs. Of the 2018 death of Gloria Satterfield, the family's housekeeper, who supposedly fell on their front steps. Alex had collected over $4 million in insurance money meant for her sons, and kept it all. Of the 2015 hit-and-run death of Stephen Smith, a local teen rumored to have had connections with Buster Murdaugh. And of course, Mallory Beach's 2019 boat death, still under lawsuit. The legend of the Murdaugh dynasty turned into a web of greed, addiction, and blood. On July 14, 2022, Alex Murdaugh was officially charged with the murders of Maggie and Paul. Prosecutors said Alex killed them to create a distraction to gain sympathy, to delay financial investigations, and to cover up his crimes. They called it a desperate act by a man cornered by his lies. Evidence showed Alex's cell phone location data, gun residue, and a Snapchat video recorded by Paul moments before his death. That video, found on Paul's phone, captured Alex's voice near the dog kennels at 8:44 p.m., only minutes before the murders. Alex had told police he wasn't there, but that clip proved he was lying. The trial began in January 2023 and quickly became one of the most watched in America. Cameras broadcast every second. Alex sat in court, dressed neatly, sometimes crying, sometimes staring coldly. The prosecution painted him as a master manipulator who killed his family to escape ruin. The defense argued he was a grieving father and husband, framed by sloppy police work. Witness after witness testified. Friends, law partners, financial victims, digital experts. The evidence stacked up. Fake checks, gun residue, and Alex's shifting stories. When he took the stand himself, Alex admitted to lying about being at the kennels but denied killing Maggie and Paul. "I did wrong. I stole money. I lied. But I didn't kill my wife and my son," he said tearfully. But jurors didn't believe him. On March 2, 2023, after just 3 hours of deliberation, the jury found Alex Murdaugh guilty of both murders. The next day, the judge sentenced him to 2 life sentences back-to-back, without parole. Judge Clifton Newman told him, "You have engaged in duplicity, deceit, and a chilling level of evil. It's almost beyond belief." Alex stood still, emotionless. His long fall from power was complete. Even behind bars, the Murdaugh saga continues. Alex still faces dozens of charges for stealing millions of dollars from clients. The family's law firm changed its name. Their estate, Moselle, was sold. Lawsuits from victims pile up. Meanwhile, Buster Murdaugh, the surviving son, tries to live quietly, haunted by the shadow of his father's crimes. Netflix, HBO, and countless documentaries turned the story into a global obsession because it wasn't just a murder case. It was about how power and privilege can rot from the inside. The Murdaugh name once stood for justice. Now it stands for betrayal. Alex Murdaugh had everything: wealth, respect, a loving family. Yet he destroyed it all through greed, lies, and violence. When he took the lives of Maggie and Paul, he killed the very people who loved him most, all to buy a little more time for his web of crimes. The story of Alex Murdaugh isn't just about one man. It's a warning about how ego, power, and addiction can turn even a respected man into a monster hiding behind a smile. And in the quiet nights of South Carolina, people still whisper about Moselle, the house where the Murdaugh empire finally fell. Subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories. We upload videos weekly.